It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is, and a very happy Heritage Day to you if you've just joined us on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Lovely to have you with us, and of course, time for us right now to get to know our guest artists as we do with our rapid-fire series of questions. And joining us this morning, Dan Shout is in the studio, ladies and gentlemen! Deserving of the ancestral ululation. How are you, Dan?
Very well, thanks. And you,
Good to have you, man. All right, are you ready? I've explained the rules to you. It's very simple.
Yes.
60 seconds, first thing that comes to mind. All right, we are ready. Start the clock. So, time freezes for everyone but you for one day. What do you do?
Chill with my family.
They're frozen. Which song best describes your life right now?
My life right now, I think my band name, In With A Shout.
If you could call up anyone in the world and have an hour conversation with them, who would it be?
Dave Mustaine from Megadeth.
If you could invite 3 celebrities, alive or dead, to a dinner, who would they be?
Trevor Noah, I'd say Brian Abana, and Michael Brecker.
You have to relive one day of your life over. Which day do you choose?
I'm not going to remember something like that. I wouldn't live any day over, actually.
Which artist would you love to see live?
The Brantford Marsalis Quartet.
Would you rather give up bathing for a month or give up the internet for a month?
Internet.
Your favorite South African musician?
I would say Johnny Clegg.
Oh, wow. Johnny Clegg.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Got to go on Heritage Day with Clegg. I mean, of course.
Oh, you have a plethora of other artists that you've worked with as well. But I mean, of course, he is one of the most special artists to have ever come out of the African continent. But talking about yourself, all the way from Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Bulawayo.
Yes.
Oranienmoent.
Yes.
Or Oranienmoent.
Oranienmoent, that's it, yeah.
Arrangement.
Arrangement, that's it.
You went to school in Namibia?
Yes, junior school in Namibia, and then there was no high school, so I had to come to boarding school, which is how I ended up here in Cape Town, and then they couldn't get rid of me. You know?
So you've done a fair bit of traveling. Have all those destinations and the journeys in between, have they influenced the way you make your music?
Definitely, yeah, it's a huge part. I mean, from the time I was raised, I was listening to stuff like Jaluka and, you know, like stuff like Steve Kokana, my dad would play me, and then also on the other side, Beatles and Rolling Stones and all this sort of rock and reggae that you hear around South Africa. And then when I went to UCT, I started to get into jazz. So all of those influences have come together to form my music. Yeah.
Dude, so you talk about you grew up listening to like Jaluga and the like.
Yeah,
and then you end up playing with Johnny Clegg.
Yes, yeah.
For a number of years, 2016 to 2013. Tell me about that journey. That must have been absolutely amazing. You're playing sax and keys for him.
Yes, that's right. So basically, just as I graduated studying jazz at college, they needed a saxophone and a keyboard player, so I auditioned for him in his garage one day, and I thought, oh, well, you know, that's the story I can tell my kids.
You just casually walked up to Johnny Clegg's garage?
Well, yeah, they actually invited me up to Joburg to go play a couple of songs and see if it would work out. I genuinely didn't think I would get the gig, you know, and then they phoned me a few days later saying, you're in the band, and the first thing I did was the Soccer World Cup in Germany in 2006, so it was quite an eye-opener going from playing, you know, little jazz gigs in restaurants to big stages and touring the world with Johnny Clegg's band.
What was your first impression of him when you met him? And I don't know if it was before the audition, after the audition, but you're meeting this great man. Well,
he's just a normal guy. He's very humble, very down to earth. Like I say, we were in his garage. It wasn't a big flash studio, anything like that, and I felt really at home. And it was, you know, obviously at first you feel like when you're a fan of someone's music, you feel like you know them, and then you meet them. So you sort of feel like you know them, but you've never met them before, you know? So all the guys in the band are very down-to-earth, lovely people, and it was a huge learning curve for me, you know, being part of that.
Listen, I look forward to chatting to you some more, especially about one of my favourite artists, at least who wrote one of my favourite songs that I love to perform, Winston Mankunku. The fact that you've performed in so many countries, recorded over so many countries, and you've travelled extensively, and we're so proud to have you here.
Thank you.
On our Feel Good Breakfast show on Heritage Day, and we look forward to the music, man.
Yes, thank you. I've got my band here and we're ready to roll,
Yeah, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Shout in the studio!